Those of you with a penchant for ancient history may remember me covering the fan translation for Final Fantasy Type-0, a Japan-only game that graced the PSP. Well, at the time of that video, Sqeare-Enix, in a bout of uncharacteristically good business sense, had announced plans to bring the plucky action RPG to Western gamers. Well, more than a year has gone by, and Final Fantasy Type-0 is now old news to PS4 owners. But did this portable experience make the jump to full HD console exclusive gracefully? Or is it doomed to sit with the Silent Hill HD collection as a reminder of what a lack of talent and abundance of greed can result in? I'm Jared, and this is Trashed Classics. Since I already covered Type-0, I'm going to leave a lot of the main ideas out and focus on how well it translates into a full-price console market. But as a fellow RPG fan, I can't leave you hanging without a little storyline summary. The world of Orience is split into 4 nations, each of which draws some type of power from their own crystal. You play as the entirety of Class 0, a group of elite fighters in the kingdom of Rubrum. Thanks to a secretive process, you and your fellow classmates can use magic without drawing your power from Rubrum's crystal. And it's a good thing since the Milites Empire has its eyes on Rubrum territory and has developed technology to block out the effect of these crystals. What follows is a great story that somehow figured out how to succeed in a game with 14 main characters. And I think this is because the focus tends to be on the interweaving of government politics and personal tales of greed and loss. Overall, I would say Type-0's storyline was bursting at the seams in its portable entry, and thus falls right in line with what you would expect from a full-fledged console RPG. For you purists, there's a Japanese dialogue option right alongside the English voice acting, so it's good to see Square taking advantage of the tons of extra storage left on this Blu-ray. The gameplay has been largely untouched, and just like before, you're still going to have no problem building a team of characters that fits perfectly into your own personal playstyle. Having 14 individual, wildly differing choices when building your party will likely seem a little daunting at first, but after giving each a test ride, you're sure to build your own team of heavy hitters. Portable RPGs tend to have a very segmented feel to their experience, sometimes forcing the game to feel less like a living, breathing world to explore, and more like a series of option menus that sometimes lead to small rooms of gameplay. And I obviously understand why this is the case, but it has always been a pet peeve of mine when jumping into the wealth of PSP RPGs out there. The good news is Type-0 does this to the smallest degree possible. The inclusion of a world map and huge missions to go on do a lot to mask the small explorable areas and stationary camera and dialogue scenes, and it really made it feel like the home console experience right in your hands. This was one of the many reasons I love the PSP iteration, but I would be lying if I said it didn't feel a little out of place on the big screen. Now, I'm not saying this is a deal breaker, not even in the slightest, but definitely something you're going to notice. And speaking of things you're going to notice, I'm sure you've all heard about the disgusting amount of motion blur you'll encounter. For some reason, Square thought it would look way more HD if the player were able to turn his TV into a Vaseline-smeared mess every time they even rubbed their thumb up against the camera controls. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this was terrible looking and made the quick, frantic combat in the game almost unplayable. But it's with a huge smile on my face that I let you guys know this has been patched out of the game, and it is orders of magnitude better because of it. The HD facelift the game received has been a huge source of contention for gamers, as I've seen a lot of people flat out appalled by the graphics on display in the HD version, and a similar amount perfectly happy with them. Well, I tend to sit on the more positive side of this argument, as I think the visuals here are great. Type-0 was easily the best looking 3D game on the PSP, and the detailed, high-poly character models look awesome. But sadly, the low-res and blurry background textures weren't so lucky. And I guess this makes sense, since this was the case in the original, but a little extra love and care would have been nice. On top of the HD resolution change came a whole heap of extra graphical additions, from bloom lighting to beautifully overhauled particle and blur effects. All of this comes together to make a really great looking game. Is it going to trick you into thinking you're playing a modern big budget release? No, probably not, but as an HD up conversion of a game released 2 console generations ago, it looks way better than it has any business looking. For those of you that are on the fence, this is a great action RPG packed with 60 plus hours of great story, fast-paced battles, and is probably just the thing to hold you over till the release of Final Fantasy XV sometime in 2040. As for you fans of the PSP original, I can say that at its current used price, it's a no-brainer. Type-0 HD is all the things you liked about the portable entry with a nice 1080p kick in the ass. Overall, this is a damn fine RPG that seems way more at home on your living room TV than it ever did on the PSP's built-in screen. And that's about it for me, but if you guys are looking for a more in-depth look at what Type-0 has to offer, click this annotation here to check out my original review of the game. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Hey guys, thanks for checking out another episode of Trash Classics. If you'd like to find out about games that might have flown under your radar, here's a few more episodes here, and if you want to continue with a more intimate relationship, a quick like and subscribe will let me know that you're ready to take that next step in this relationship, because I'm way too shy to make the first move.